So I got to put it back. I'm putting it back on privilege status. It's going back on the protected list. I'm going to handle that today. Hopefully I'll get that done today. Now you'll be reimbursed. Whoever bought the tax liens will be reimbursed, and the property is going to go back on the protected list because it should have never been taken off of it in the first place. Because if they don't put it back on the protected list, I sue. So yeah, they're going to put it back on the protected list. You trolls will be reimbursed your money. You that bought my properties, you'll be reimbursed your money. And that'll be the end of that shit. Good morning. Good morning. And today is a good day. It's a good day because I'm about to make every fucking Von Helton hater and YouTube troll cry. I'm going to make you cry. And it's going to be glorious. And your tears are going to be delicious. Trust me, they are. You say, well, Von, how the hell are you going to do that? Oh, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be fucking awesome because the gods of freedom religion are fucking awesome. The gods that I serve. See, the gods that I serve are real. And they just owned the fucking YouTube trolls. Well, the gods said they would take care of things. And now it looks like they're actually doing exactly that. And they're going to destroy the fucking trolls, man. This is going to be a great day. Trust me. You're going to love this. You're going to love this video. If you like seeing haters get beat up on by the gods of creation, you're going to love this video because this is a great video this morning. Because the YouTube trolls are going to be crying in their fucking beer because this is a great video. All right, so let's go. Let's get into it. Some states are looking to abolish property taxes entirely. Are you listening, YouTube trolls? Have you cleaned the fucking wax out of your goddamn ears? Some states are looking to abolish property taxes entirely. As property values surge, some state lawmakers are hoping to end the property tax. Doing so would not be cheap or easy. Well, of course not, because everybody wants to make shit tons of money off of people. No one likes paying taxes, and property taxes are always the least popular. Some lawmakers are now looking to eliminate them entirely, with anti-tax initiatives also being proposed for this year's ballots. Many of those who are struggling to deal with higher property tax bills are the elderly and people living on fixed income. Others are low and middle income earners. The impact on homeowners has inspired grassroots efforts, such as a proposed Michigan ballot initiative that would not only abolish state and local property taxes, but require supermajority votes in the legislature to raise other taxes. In Michigan, businesses are hurting, and some people are selling their homes because they can't afford to pay increased property taxes, says Carla Wagner, a real estate agent who is spearheading the initiative. Think about elderly people who bought their homes 40, 50 years ago, but now, because they're no longer earning an income, they're forced to sell that house because property taxes have become unaffordable. Property taxes are not only a major source of revenue for states and localities, but tend to be their most reliable source, fluctuating less than sales and income taxes with changes in economic conditions. Praise the gods of freedom religion. Man, I'll tell you, if you still don't believe my gods are real at this point, I don't know what to tell you. And what did the gods tell me? They said, we will use their own methods against them. We will use their own methods against them. We'll use their own media against them. We'll use their own modus operandi against them. But they did single out media in particular. But yeah, and here we are. Here we are, boys and girls. Expensive to replace. Figuring out how to replace property taxes is a major reason why abolition measures generally stall out. In Wyoming this year, a bill failed that would have eliminated property taxes for most residents, but replaced it with a 2% sale tax increase. Okay, Nebraska Republican Governor Jim Pillen wants to reduce property taxes by 40%. Okay, now here the Republican is working. He looks to offset reduced revenues by raising the sales tax and expanding it to include services such as veterinary care. Large advertisers and legal fees for businesses. Some lawmakers prefer a bill that would eliminate not just property, but income and inheritance taxes, putting the tax burden solely on consumption. Relying strictly on sales taxes would shift costs onto the backs of lower income workers who devote higher shares of their incomes to purchases than the wealthy, says Richard Auxier, 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 a senior policy associate at the Urban Brookings Tax Policy Center, a project of the centrist think tanks. One of the reasons we have income taxes is because it's a way to collect more revenue from those with more means to pay for it, Auxier says. You can get rid of those taxes, but it's going to take a bigger bite of lower income people's paychecks. Short of abolishing property taxes, it's possible to provide relief, for instance, by setting limits on assessments or rate increases. The real issue with property taxes is making sure that people can stay in the homes that they own. Key point there. But what I want to show you next, YouTube trolls, is going to be glorious. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it's going to be glorious indeed. Uh-oh, it's Bing AI. Let's zoom it in here. Let's zoom it in here. All right, read it with me, class. Kentucky is not abolishing property taxes entirely, but there have been recent efforts to provide property tax relief, particularly for seniors. For example, Senate Bill 23 proposes a constitutional amendment to freeze property tax assessment for homeowners aged 65 and older. This measure has passed the Kentucky Senate and is awaiting approval from the House and the voters. So while property taxes are not being abolished, there are initiatives to offer relief to certain groups. Does this address your question? Oh, hell yes, it does. Oh, hell yes, it addresses my question. It addresses my question quite nicely. Thank you very much. So, what that means in layman's terms, trolls and haters, is that I won't have to pay any taxes in just 3 more years. Because I'm 61 this October. All right. Or excuse me, 4 more years. So I'm 61 this October. And so just 4 more years, I don't pay no more taxes. If this passes, which it's bound to do. It's bound to pass. People can't keep their homes, okay? The state has to get rid of the property taxes, or at least give us an incentive like this, or nobody can stay in their home. Literally, nobody can stay in their home. So they have no choice. They have no choice but to do that. Now, I know that the trolls and haters are Googling just as fast as they can Google to see if this has been shot down in flames. March 24th was when it was originally drafted. And purpose to amend Section 170 of the Constitution of Kentucky to include in the homestead exemption for owners who are 65 years of age or older. Homestead exemption expansion could save Kentucky. Well, yeah, because everybody's going to leave. Everybody's going to leave. Homestead exemption expansion could save Kentucky seniors on property taxes. Older Kentuckians who own their own home could see future property tax savings under a constitutional amendment proposed Monday in the Kentucky Senate. The savings would come from expanding the state's homestead exemption, a statutory tax break for Kentuckians 65 and older that exempts a set amount of home's value from the property tax rolls. The exemption is currently set at a maximum of $46,350. The proposed amendment would freeze the home's taxable value, exempting it from future increases. Kentuckians who have the exemption would see tax savings in future tax years if the amendment in Senate Bill 23 gets House approval this session and voter approval this November. The bill cleared the Senate on a bipartisan vote of 32-2 with one pass vote. The question asked to voters in the proposed amendment would be, are you in favor of providing an additional ad valorem tax exemption for real property maintained as the permanent residence of an owner who is 65 years of age or older by amending the Constitution of Kentucky to read as stated below? The new constitutional language would also be on the ballot. Kentuckians age 65 or older are classified as totally disabled, must own and occupy their home to qualify for a homestead exemption under Kentucky law. Senate Mitchell Nemes, our Shepherdsville, is the sponsor of SB 23. He told the Senate Monday that the older Kentuckians have a growing property tax burden. You ain't kidding. That the amendment would relieve going forward. A homeowner will still pay the property taxes when he turns 65 or when he purchases a house, but not additional on the assessment, Nemes said. All but 2 Republican senators voted in favor of SB 23. One of the 2 voting against the bill was Senator Stephen West, who cited concerns on how the proposed amendment could impact schools and other public institutions. Kentuckians age 65 or older who are classified as totally disabled by a public or private pension system must apply to the state in order to be considered for a homestead exemption. Applications must be submitted to the homeowner's local property valuation administrator office by December 31st of the eligible tax year to qualify for that year's exemption. So the exemption exists. Okay, so you can get an exemption now. So I'm going to look into that. The application available on the State Revenue Department website can be accessed here. Okay. Well, we'll do that, by God. All right. So there we go, boys and girls. Ain't that just ducky? So, what the trolls meant for evil. Because remember, the trolls are buying my tax liens as we speak. They have already bought them. Because they think, oh, well, we'll steal his property away from him. No, I don't think you will. I don't think you will. Because it looks like this is already, what they say? They said November. Guess what? This is November. So we're going to see if it passes. And Governor Andy Beshear has already sounded like he's going to pass it. Boy, I bet you, I know trolls are pulling their hair out by now. Well, you know what? Tough shit. Just keep pulling that hair out. I hope you're bald by the time the video goes out. But yeah, Governor Beshear says he's going to sign it. Said it's a wonderful bill. Governor Andy Beshear praised the current exemption as, quote, an important way we can help protect the homes of our seniors and other vulnerable Kentuckians, unquote, in a 2022 Revenue Department press release. Well, now, boys and girls, what about that? What about that, buddy? And they said late November is when they're gonna vote and get it signed by Governor Beshear. I know you trolls are probably about ready to pull your fucking hair out by now. Well, just keep right on pulling, buddy, because the gods I serve are real. They said they'd do an end run around your motherfuckers, and that's exactly what they're doing. So all I got to do is hang in there for just 4 more years, man, and I'm good. I'm set. And there's not a damn thing you trolls can do about it. Not a damn thing you can do about it. Nothing. Isn't that great? Isn't that fucking awesome? Governor Beshear says he'll sign it. No wonder the gods never got upset. Because I'm sitting there, wringing my hands. I'm sweating bullets. I'm thinking, oh my God, it's the end of the world. The sky is falling, Chicken Little, and all that good shit. And the gods are like, we're not worried. I'm like, you're not? Nope, we're not worried. It's like, well, shit. And now we see why, don't we? Well, what about that? Isn't that something? Isn't that something? So the YouTube trolls go down in flames again. Going down in flames again. So I got to put it back. I'm putting it back on privilege status. It's going back on the protected list. I'm going to handle that today, hopefully. Hopefully I'll get that done today. Now you'll be reimbursed. Whoever bought the tax liens will be reimbursed. And the property is going to go back on the protected list because it should have never been taken off of it in the first place. Because if they don't put it back on the protected list, I sue. So yeah, they're going to put it back on the protected list. You trolls will be reimbursed your money. You that bought my properties, you'll be reimbursed your money. and that'll be the end of that shit. And then Governor Beshear will sign that fucking bill this month, November. He's signing it. 2024, November 2024. He's already said he's going to sign it. So there we are. It's a good day if you're hating trolls. It's a bad day if you're a YouTube troll or a Von Helden hater, huh? So you trolls thought you were gonna destroy me, buddy. Well, the gods had other plans, didn't they? Isn't that amazing? And the gods great. They're just fucking awesome, isn't they? I can't believe this. I can hear the trolls. This can't be happening. Well, I'm sorry, but it is. I'm sorry, but it is happening. Sucks to be you. See, that's what they were going to do. They're just going to buy up all my tax liens, sit on them, and then until I run out of money, and then that would be the end of me. Well, gods have other plans, and they weren't sweating. They weren't worried. I'm sitting here, we're all worried and shit. They weren't worried at all. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? I'm thrilled. I am thrilled to death. Talk about? Oh, by the way, this is October 24th, and the 24th is my birthday. I am 61 years old. I just got to hang in there for 4 more years, and it can be put on the protected list indefinitely, as long as I don't get rid of the estate. And I don't intend on getting rid of the estate, not until I got the money to pay the taxes, of course. So in the meantime, it goes on the protected list. And you trolls will be reimbursed your money. And then y'all can go fuck yourselves. Trying to destroy a man. But yeah, I'm going today to get my tax liens put back on the protected list. And you trolls will be reimbursed your money. And you will not be destroying my life today. Well, isn't that amazing? I'm doing that this morning. Of course, it's 4 o'clock in the morning now, but I'm going back to bed. But I'm going to get up. I'm going to go into town. I'm going to get that took care of today. Today. I am to strictly be a follower of the light. I'm not allowed to lie, cheat, steal. I represent them. I am their emissary. And as such, I have to keep myself at the highest level of decorum, which I intend to fully do. Isn't this good news? Oh, it ain't good news if you're trying to steal my goddamn land. It ain't, is it? But it is good news if you're a senior in the state of Kentucky and in other states as well. It's damn good news. Oh man, I can hear the trolls now. They're crying, they're sobbing. We almost destroyed him completely, and now we're gonna lose. Yeah, you're gonna lose, all right. And this is going to springboard back and give me back the ability to go after you motherfuckers. That's going to be fun. That's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to do it too. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, people. No property taxes. And I'm going to put it back on the protected list, and it's going to stay there this time.